So Nigel, last result against Ulster, you're pleased with that? Obviously 4 points, a valuable victory. How much confidence and belief has that given the squad now going into this game against Munster on Thursday?
Yeah, it was a very important game for us. Quite a lot of pressure on us, particularly with the results, the way they'd gone the week before. But I was really delighted with the way that the boys just turned up in the right frame of mind. They played generally a great game of rugby. We could argue that we should have had a bonus point, and we should. But having said that, I think the overall performance was very pleasing. A lot of our younger players again stood out and showed really that the philosophy of developing the talent that we've got within the region and the young Welsh talent that we've got is actually starting to pay dividends. And a couple of standout performances with the half-backs in particular. Something that we can all look forward to, I think.
And two quite tough now. Are they tough away games against Munster and then away to Edinburgh as well?
Yeah, we've obviously looked at the run into the season in a bit of detail, and the next two games are a block in their own right. They're games that we obviously playing away from home. We're playing against sides who are very competitive, albeit that I don't think either side will be at full capacity. Neither will we be, but I do think the fact that we blooded a lot of our youngsters this season gives us a lot of confidence in the group that we've put together for these two games. And particularly coming off the back of the performance against Ulster, we're very focused on getting two results, and if we can do that, we put ourselves in a very strong position for the remainder of the season. Easier said than done, but I'm very confident that we're going to put in two big performances over the next couple of weeks.
And the Munster side, obviously they're without some of their internationals. They obviously went against the Dragons and put in a great performance there. Does that give you heart, or is that actually is it the opposite?
Well, they'll be a bit disappointed with their performance, without a shadow of a doubt. So they'll want to put in a big performance this time round. But we've seen, that they can be beaten and they can look very average. And in fairness to the Dragons, that's what they did. And we'll be looking to do the same.
And has it been a good week? Obviously, you've had a week last week and a few days now running up to Thursday night. Good preparation?
It's been very good. As you say, we've almost had 2 weeks to prepare for this game. The fact that we're playing on a Thursday is good for us as well, because we play next Friday, and then we play the following Friday against the Ospreys. So the way the games are falling, they're falling very well for us in terms of our preparation, rest and recovery to get ourselves in the type of mindset that we need to be in for these massive games ahead.
And in terms of your team selection, you announced that this morning. Doesn't look very different to the side that was obviously playing against Ulster. Can you just go through some of the key selections?
No, it's not. A lot of the players, as I said, played very well in that game, and they deserve another chance. Obviously, a couple of interesting ones would be Davies. I think everybody saw Davies' potential. But we have to remember as well that we have a quality player in Martin, and to have two players of that quality in the key position is very important to us. And we've got some good youngsters coming through in that position as well. One of the things that we're trying to do down here is have at least two players of real quality in each position. We've probably got that in about 5 or 6 positions at this moment in time, and scrum half is one of them.
And having John Davies obviously and Ken Owens are back as well. How important is that to have them back from Wales?
Yeah, it is very important. They haven't trained with us this week because they've been
with Wales. Tricky?
It is tricky, yeah, it is tricky, but they're very important players to our team at this moment in time. Albeit that they're still very young players, they are hugely important to this group, and they add a lot of value to it. They're both quality players, and they're game breakers. They can actually do something in games that can actually affect the outcome of games. So very important to have them back, albeit at the risk of them not having trained with us, but they'll fit in very quickly to our patterns. There's a couple of things that we always change going into every game, depending on who we're playing and the personnel that we've got, but they'll pick that up very quickly. But I'm very, very comfortable with the side that we've selected to go and do a job.
And so as far as this season goes, obviously the next month is absolutely crucial. We've got some key Magners League games, but also the game out in Toulon, which I'm sure our supporters are looking forward to.
Yeah, it's a huge couple of months for us, to be honest. The Magners League is a very important competition in its own right. I think the value has increased, particularly with some of the changes that have been made to it this year, certainly for the Welsh teams. And I think next season we'll see the introduction of the Italian sides. And I know a couple of people have bemoaned the entry of the Italian teams, but what you have to remember is that they'll be condensing the quality of their players into 2 teams. they're also going to have very large playing budgets to attract some quality players to those two teams that actually compete in the Magners League. So the Magners League in its own right, I think, is going from strength to strength, and it's a huge competition. It's one that we play week in, week out in. It's important to us and is important to our supporters. So in its own right, that's very important. Obviously, Heineken Cup is very important also. But what we've got this year is a situation where we've reached the quarterfinals of the Amlin. We've got a real plum draw against Toulon, and everybody's excited about that as well. So, the Amlin Cup competition is something that, you can get excited about also.
Okay, thanks, Nigel. Very, very best of luck on Thursday.
Thanks.